Vibration Industries.
Peace, family. Welcome to the Soular Resonance VlogCast. Now, obviously, y'all know the show was called Shadow Work Sundays, and that season still lives because shadow work is forever. So y'all go tap in with Shadow Work Sundays in every episode that we have ever done for the last year and 2 or 3 months. But as we transition, I want to start this off with a question. My question is, since you've been doing shadow work and since you've been focused on your shadow work journey, have you been alchemizing to the aspect or to the level of bringing in light work, of understanding things from a light work perspective, not just doing shadow work from a shadow perspective, or should I say a shadow perception? You know, the perception of looking at it just that one way, not being open-minded and looking at it from a multi-dimensional perspective. So I've talked to a few of the tribe, and they know what's going on with my body. And so I actually tore a ligament between my chest and my shoulder. And this happened over a year ago. When it happened, I just kind of moved on. I felt the pain, dealt with the pain, but kind of pushed through it to the point where I disconnected from the idea of the pain to the point where I stopped feeling the pain. And then a little bit after that, it started to come up here and there, and I would feel the pain here and there, but I could still keep moving. I could still do the things that I needed to do, so it wasn't too big of an inconvenience, so I pushed through. So fast forward a year later, which is now, currently, I start feeling this pain, different level of pain. I'm not understanding where this pain is coming from. And then I'm seeing inflammation, and I'm like, okay, why is this swollen? I'm processing my body, right? And now I'm taking the time to process this pain that I've been avoiding, or that I have been not tapping into or having a higher awareness or perspective on. So I go to the doctor. In this process, they check my heart. So as they do this, I'm honestly in my feelings, you know what I'm saying? Obviously waiting 2 days and going through this process. And so I think about a lot of things, you feel me? And I evaluate life from a different perspective, or perception, because I was still in my shadow. It was a very deep shadow. It took me into a shadow perspective. I was thinking about so many things, you know what I'm saying, about my life and my family. And I was just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I know that I focus on, you know, eating healthy and things like that, right? So, and taking care of myself. So I'm in my feelings, I'm deep in the shadows at this time. So I go back to the hospital, and I go there and let me know, okay, everything is good. They run tests, your heart is good, everything is good. Okay, cool. So I continue, get more information. And that's where I found out what's going on. And so I'm like, so why is my chest hurting? Why is my ribs hurting? You know, why is my neck hurting? Why is all these other things hurting if the pain and the trauma is from this one specific spot? He said, well, because you avoided this so long, you know, and you wasn't attending to this certain area, this specific trauma, this pain, it started to affect other areas of the body. And so now you're focusing on the pain that's coming from these other places. There are messages of that there is an injury or that there is pain in the body, but they are not the actual cause. And so my reason for saying that is when we're doing shadow work, we're constantly moving and just following the pain and where we feel this certain pain, you know, and we're confused and we're frustrated, and sometimes we overload ourselves with this pain in these different specific spaces, different areas, and the things that we're feeling like, why is it so much pain in so many different areas? And so from a shadow perspective, we'll continue to just follow the pain, but we have to transition to the light work aspect of things. And so in the light work aspect, they ran tests. And in these tests, I was able to connect and talk to people with the awareness of letting me know where the actual trauma is. And so shadow work is only a limited aspect of awareness. But when you get into light work, you have the fullness of thereof when it comes to awareness. You see what I'm saying? When we're going through these processes, when we're doing shadow work, when we're looking for answers, when we're trying to figure things out, family, this is the reason why we must go and connect and do the test to find the origin. You see what I'm saying? When you do that meditation, the memories of the heart space meditation, that is a test. You know what I'm saying? We must test our soul. We must test our bodies, see where the pain lies. Because if not, we'll waste a whole bunch of time being distracted on just following pain, and therefore we're not really doing shadow work, we're not doing light work, we're not even growing. We're keeping ourselves in the wilderness. We're constantly repeating something over and over and over and over and over again. And so even with my body, I have opportunities that are coming up in my life that I'm like, man, I need to get this right. And so what'll happen is that we'll deal with this pain and we'll suppress it and hide it for so long that now, once again, light work comes up. We have opportunities, we have things going on in our life that we've been waiting to manifest. And now these things are coming and actually happening and manifesting themselves, but now we're not ready. Because of this certain trauma, this certain pain in our body that we wasn't intending to, now this pain is coming up, it's causing us to be weak or not be able to perform at 100%. Not be able to take advantage and really accept the upgrade of our purpose of that moment of what Source has us to do as Source in this realm. You feel me? So this is something that I need all of us to understand, right? The universe provides us shadow work and light work. The universe has its own form and own way of giving light work and shadow work. And so when certain things that you're looking for to manifest, when they do manifest themselves, that is light work. So say love has been a battle, a challenge. You've dealt with a lot of traumatic situations and you know this is something that you desire in your heart, to receive a certain type of love. And that certain type of love is not happening, but you are ending up in relationships, but you're not getting a certain type of love that you desire. So that is the universe showing up as shadow work in your life, which is a manifestation of yourself. It's about alignment. And so we have to understand our power. And so Source will get in alignment with you because you are Source. So you will create a reality or a situation that will continue to play itself out. But the reason why it will continue to play itself out, because you will continue to accept a certain type of person based off of these pains, these feelings, these traumas. And the fact is that you don't know where it is. So you're confused. So now you've confused yourself and put yourself in a position to where somebody can play on you. But light work, once again, another level of awareness. So when this light work steps into place, now you say, you know what? I know what I desire. I know that this happened to me, and that this triggers me. And if this don't trigger me, well, I had to do shadow work on this and this and this because of this and this and this. And now you're actually in control of your consciousness, your subconscious and your conscious. And now you're able to actually create and align and project power to Source to manifest the light work in your reality.
Once you really sit and evaluate your actions, it'll really make you question why you are the way you are. Once you sit there and really evaluate your mindset, your thought patterns, it'll really sit there and make you question why you are the way you are. Once you sit there and evaluate your health, mental state, emotional state, physical state, spiritual state, you'll begin to question why you are the way you are. Lately, throughout my shadow work, it's been very, very vexing. It's been very, very frustrating. It's been very, very agitating. It's been very, very irritating. And the main reason why is because I'm aware of shadow work. I'm aware of light work. I'm doing both, but I still don't know the depths of my trauma, the depths of what I've been through my whole life. And then leading up to this point right now, I'm finally starting to realize why I am the way I am and how to go about becoming my most infinite self by understanding that process. See, it really is all about going back to the root, going back to the intracellular level on all aspects of life, whether it deal with your trauma, whether it deal with health, whether it deal with you trying to figure out a math problem. Going back to the starting point is a key factor into how you can start that catapult of your healing journey. But throughout the course of me meditating on this, dialoguing with King, it made me think, especially about myself. It made me think about myself. Well, what about the people who don't know the origin? Or what about the people who don't know how to get to the root of that trauma, or the root of that pain, or the root of how they go about their day-to-day life? I was one of those people. You see, I had connected the dots about certain levels of trauma, or certain levels of things that I've been through in my life. For example, codependency, or my anger, or my anxiety. But the depths of it, the true meat of the substance of all of that built up energy lied deep within my childhood. It lied deep within my childhood. So now going through day-to-day life, getting triggered, upset, mad, getting very frustrated, and not really knowing how to release or express these things because of the lack of memory of my childhood and how I used to express it, if I did or did not express it during my childhood. It's all bottling up. It's all coming to the forefront now. So on each day-to-day basis, as King was talking about, it's a test. It's a opportunity. In any situation or experience that makes me feel less of, or less than, or not fully my infinite self, that is an opportunity for me to magnetize that aspect of myself that I feel as though I am missing. But the way to do that is to start peeling back through the layers. Now remember that I said that you won't always be able to pinpoint the lump sum of the trauma, or that very specific starting point into which your trauma sparked. But that's why you take each day or each opportunity that you gain when you get to a lower vibration, or when you get to a vibration that doesn't exceed your expectations of self. Those opportunities are opportunities for you to pinpoint something minute about the grand scale of where your trauma started and how to heal it. So all of the affirmation, all of the meditation crystals, all of the downloads, reading that we've been doing from the beginning of our journey up until this point, all of that, all of the things that we have done or utilized to gain more understanding about the knowledge of self throughout our journey, is all a part of these certain opportunities that we get on a day-to-day basis to get deeper into finding the self, finding yourself, or finding what it means to truly be you. What is the holistic source perspectivized purpose of your trauma, and what is it still teaching you to this day about your purpose in life? That's something I firmly believe in. The things that you've been through, your trauma, is always telling you what you are supposed to be doing in life. Lately, man, the shadow work, just existing, being this divine God, this divine aspect of source that I am, it's been very, very challenging lately. You know what I'm saying? People have been asking me, how do I have the mind that I do, dealing with all the information that I deal with, and dealing with all the knowledge and the things that I experience? How do I keep my mind sane? How do I keep going every single day? And simplistically, it's just realizing that everything that happens is telling me something about myself. So a part of what's been challenging about stepping back is, when I want to step back, I want to step back fully into self. But I also have to realize that I have tribe around me that is stepping back with me, and also are doing necessary things in their reality to help them to shift, as well as me help them myself to shift. So yeah, man, everything's just been vexing. And the main thing that's consistently and continuously coming up in my brain to deal with it is like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, what are you gonna do about it? Not talking to you, or talking to, like, projecting at anybody, but literally saying to self, what are you gonna do about it? So anytime that I find myself being triggered, or find myself having one of these vexing days, having these intrusive thoughts about what I may think people are doing to trigger me, what you have to do is go to that root. And sometimes going to that root is going right to that starting point and asking yourself, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna continue to allow yourself to sit there in a stagnated mindset, or in a stagnated vibration, or in a stagnated energy, or in a stagnated emotion, and continue to allow yourself to experience the shadow aspect of your shadow work, instead of allowing yourself to experience the light aspect of your shadow work? Again, like the God said, everything that we're experiencing right now in this collective, in this current time, is a test, is a opportunity, as I said, for you to fully see all the spectrums of your being, in light and in dark, and now bring all of those aspects through this cosmic healing portal of wholeness. But it's all up to you, and it's all up to if you paid attention to the tests or opportunities that you were taking, and the ones that are coming up now. Because that's another thing throughout this whole step back, every single aspect of my childhood, of the things that I couldn't remember, are coming back now in memory through me talking with my sisters and things like that. And it's like I'm experiencing nostalgia, an energetic nostalgia. I'm driving, or I'm going certain places, or I'm seeing the light flicker a specific way, and it brings back more feeling or more memory of my childhood. And then those feelings project outside of my external reality, to where now it's like I'm playing out my whole childhood traumatically again as an adult. So it's very very, very vexing, but it allows me to be that version of me that went into an inner child meditation, that went to my inner child as the adult version and talked it through the shadow work. It's now coming back around full circle through me to be that adult in these shadow work, child trauma situations that are coming up to the forefront again, and now embody the encouragement, embody the affirmations, and embody the reassurance that I gave to that inner child aspect of myself during those meditations, and now embodying it as my most infinite self that I am becoming. So with all that being said, tribe, make sure that y'all understand one of the easiest ways for you to pinpoint or get to the root, get to the intracellular, subatomic, atomic, microscopic level is to simplistically utilize the law of correspondence: as above, so below, as within, so without, as a heaven, so on earth, and simplistically realize that everything that happens outside of you is telling you something that is going on inside of you, and everything that happens inside of you, whether in the dream realm, the thought realm, the mental realm, the emotional realm, is telling you something that is going on outside of you. The question is, what are you gonna do with, and what are you gonna do about that information?
Remember when I had to go the hallway, had to go the hallway. I remember when I used to take the hard way. Now I'm bigger and I'm better, do it my way. When they ask me how I do it, I just tell them that I have to go to Yahweh. I have to do the Yahweh. I remember when I used to take the hard way. Now I'm bigger and I'm better, do it my way. When they ask me how I do it, I just tell them that I have to go to Yahweh. Yahweh. Manifesting to be great while I chase my dream. Becoming one with thyself, that's by any means. Always checking on the fam, really, that's just who I am. Sometimes I feel like I'm the centerpiece. You gotta tap in with the guys if you mimic me. And you gotta know the source for this energy. If you got it out the mud, then you know it's all love. Know I'm all about the love and it's plain G. This what God made, man, this what we made for. And then he had to add woman to create more. You see the sun and the moon, so what you waiting for? Start a session, we can build to relate more. But it had to take some time just to get it right. Can't imagine if it ever happened overnight. Don't get it twisted, I cannot forget them cold nights. You gotta tap in with yourself, it's the only price. I remember when I used to take the hard way. Now I'm bigger and I'm better, do it my way. When they ask me how I do it, I just tell them that I have to go to Yahweh. I have to do the Yahweh. I remember when I used to take the hard way. Now I'm bigger and I'm better, do it my way. When they ask me how I do it, I just tell them that I have to go to Yahweh. Yahweh.
Manifest, this that insight provided through vision. Shifting dimensions as I'm laughing at the laws of physics. I'm manifesting these signs and wonders, I'm that gifted. My mind lifted, I heard, smell, and touch vision, a taste of the five senses. God, if it dies, it dies. If it lives, it's alive. I don't force the vibe. Just got some bad news, I'm like, say it ain't so. Real talk broke me down, but thank God I ain't broke. Ayy, why they attacking me? I just might match your energy. I don't play about my inner peace. I let go just to be free. Say God, they realize I walk by faith. Got my tribe, VI, we sourcing the same. Big manifest with blessings in the bank. Didn't go Yahweh, cause I
remember
went
when I
Yahweh.
used to take the hard way. Now I'm bigger and I'm better, do it my way. When they ask me how I do it, I just tell them that I have to go to Yahweh. I have to do the Yahweh. I remember when I used to take the hard way. Now I'm bigger and I'm better, do it my way. When they ask me how I do it, I just tell them that I have to go to Yahweh. Yahweh.
Yeah, me and source of force, the projection of source. Didn't wanna go Yahweh, so we went Yahweh. Take a look at me if you never seen God's face. I say.